It's January 1st, 2025, and always on the top of my mind is adding a new video to my YouTube channel. And so I decided a few days ago to do something called speed dating the books on my bookshelf, which is kind of a weird name, but I couldn't think of anything else because speed dating is when I think, never done it, but when someone goes to meet someone in a very quick, I don't know if that's the right word, but you go to meet someone very quickly, 5 or 10 minutes from what I've seen on TV, and then you decide if this is somebody that you'd be interested in seeing again or something like that. I think that's the nature of it. So I'm speed dating my books, and I'm doing it a shelf at a time because I've been looking at the millions and millions of books that I have, and I'm going to have to weed out what I'm not going to read, what I need to start reading, and setting some goals because it's just a lot. And I thought if I just look through each one, touch each one, see what I'm going to keep and what I'm going to maybe donate or bring to school or give away, I would do that looking at every single book. So what you're going to see today is from one shelf of my the bookshelf that I'm starting with. And it's so funny because I was going to make some notes in a book that my friend gave me for Christmas. It was a stocking stuffer, and I've been putting notes in here, and she wrote little notes throughout. And the note for today is, "It's a great idea to read your favorite book today," which I thought was very funny and very fitting. And I've been keeping her notes in the book, and I've been just taking random notes. Anyway, so the first book I picked out is So Serendipity Bags. And I remember buying this. It was $10, but I think I got it for a little bit less at Indigo. And this has a bunch of projects for bags that I could possibly sew. And I don't like to sew. I'm actually not a very precision-based person. So I want to be a sewer, but when I look at measuring, and I'm one of those people who will measure things crookedly, just cut because I just need to just cut without measuring, and then usually I pay the price for not taking the time. But I do have material, and I've always thought bags would be an easy and fun thing to do. So at the back there are some patterns that look really interesting. So I think I'm going to put this in a section with craft books that I plan to get to. If I don't get to it in a year, then I am going to give this book away or donate it. The second book is called Essential Oils. And this is a book that I really love essential oils. It has a lot of recipes. I think this is a good reference book. So I'm going to keep this in my main area where I live somewhere, not where I live, upstairs. I'm in my basement right now, my craft room. I'm going to put this in a place where I can look at it, but this also has some really good recipes now that I'm looking. And I just love this page. Like, this is just beautiful. I really love the way this book is put together. I think that would be wonderful for just even using as the pages for junk journals. But treatment and reference charts, that's amazing with all the different recommended essential oils. And if I want to become a practitioner of someone who uses these types of remedies, I think this would be good to have. So this needs to be in a place where I can reference it and read it. So that's something I need to do with this book, not just keep it on my shelf, but have it in a place where I can reference it, try these recipes out, and I will try some of those recipes out on YouTube. The next book is Raw Art Journaling and Making Meaning, Making Art. Let's see. Meaning in life is made, not found. In Raw Art Journal, you don't need to know how to draw. You don't need to know how to write well. Inside your Raw Art Journal, you don't need to worry about messing up techniques you've never attempted before. You just need to be you, because raw art is you. and it thrives on creative play. Write meaningful thoughts in a single sentence. Create thought-provoking poems through found poetry. Totally a book that I didn't remember having, and everything about this is amazing. So what I think I'm going to do is put this with all of my journals and make this as part of a practice. So keep it with my journals, maybe go through it, record what I've done, take inspiration from this book, and try to make my way through it. This is a very good book, and I do love to journal, so this would take it to another level and also be good for my junk journaling. Oh, and also has paper techniques, which is really awesome as well. Another book about journaling, Journal Bliss, Creative Prompts to Unleash Your Inner Eccentric. So 2025 will be the year of really exploring. I've been going to therapy for a variety of things that as you get older, sometimes, actually for me it was 2020, it was the time when I really saw that my decisions that I made when I was forced to quiet down and sit and stay at home, I think for many people, and including me, I came to terms with a lot of things that were hard to come to terms with, and I've been doing the work, and it's been very, very hard work to unlearn things that I've learned and to confront things that I have, the way that I've operated this world. And so journaling, I think, is one of those great tools that we can have to help us. So I will keep this. I'm going to have a journaling maybe section and maybe just take inspiration from the many journaling books that I have. Okay, the next book I pulled up is Well Nourished, Mindful Practices to Heal Your Relationships with Food, Feeding Your Whole Self, and End Overeating. I don't consider myself an overeater, but I feel like this is interesting, the physical body, nourishing the 8 bodies, the physical body, the emotional body, psychological body, social, intellectual, creative, spiritual, worldly nourishment. That just seems to speak to more than just eating. Balancing eating patterns. Well, actually, now that I come to think about it, my sugars have been, yogic breath, my sugars have been a little high in the last blood test that I took. So perhaps there is something here, and of course, high blood pressure is another thing. So mindful check-ins, I think this might be a good thing also for the future. Feeding your soul, creative thinking and living. This looks like it would talk about more than just eating. It looks like a very good whole body journey that you can get. And I guess I got it for $7, and then I would have gotten more off of that because I have the Plum card. So another book to work with and work through. Drawing Calm. Relax, refresh, refocusing. 20 drawing, painting, and collage workshops inspired by Klimt, Klee, Monet, and more. Making your marks. Ooh, I love it. Oh, I've always wanted to think about having a pattern. There's a YouTuber that I follow, and she puts her little pattern in all of her artwork. Pizza painting. Oh, this is very inspirational. Okay, this will be something that I will definitely look for inspiration from and use some of these ideas to create journal pages for my junk journals and also for artwork in my art journals. Rhythm, and I can also use this in the classroom as inspiration for things to do with students. Okay, the next one, Who Can Open Michelangelo's 7 Seals? I bought it for $2. Not going to read it, I'm pretty sure, but maybe I will, who knows. Unjournaling. Let's see. Unjournaling, daily writing exercises that are not personal, not introspective, not boring. Create an impression of a person, real or imaginary, but describing only the person's hands. Use only 3 sentences. Cool. This is just great for writing. Oh, wow. Penelope wants to close her restaurant. It is very successful, but she works hard, long hours, and she is tired. Her husband, however, doesn't want her to close it. He likes all the money, blah, blah, blah. To help her out, name 3 new menu items to write. Okay, this is just creative writing. This would be very good for teaching students writing as well. So this is a good one for the classroom and also just for me as a creative writing journaling. So I think I can draw inspiration from this. I'm going to have one section just related to journaling, either in a basket or just one shelf dedicated just to journaling. And that idea I just got right now, if I know I have a lot of books that will have that kind of inspiration. Yoga, the essential positions. I love yoga. I've been doing it forever. And as much as I do love yoga, I think this might be the kind of book that I would keep in my sort of like one of my coffee table kind of books, because I'm not really, it doesn't really show too much about even what the poses do for you, like what releases what or how it helps your body. It just tells you how to do it, which I'm not sure that's very beneficial. So then I've got one here, I am yoga. When I feel small in a world so big, I tell my wiggling body, be still. I tell my thinking mind, be quiet. I tell my racing breath, be slow. I close my eyes and make room in my mind, in my heart, to create and imagine. I am yoga. I can touch the sky, I am so tall. I can soar among the clouds, I am so free. I can sparkle with the stars, I shimmer and shine. I can dance with the moon, I light up the night. I stand for peace, I stand up for me, I stand up for others. This is almost like a nice mantra within itself. I can rest, I am calm. Now I see I fit in just fine. I am yoga, I can be anything. I'm going to take this to school and put it on my desk. I think that would be something as a nice reminder. Okay, this one here I have read, The Listening Path. And it is a Julia Cameron book. So The Artist's Way I've started. I've never finished it, but I have finished this. And it's about listening deeply. I think I even made notes about it. So I've read it. I've read it all. The thing is, you can read a book and not remember anything, which is interesting, which is partly why I'm going to do the junk journaling exercise that I'd like to do, where I highlight parts of the book that I'd like to remember or reflect on. But I have read this one. So, Beloved is a book that my sister told me I need to read. So this is a fiction book. The other ones have been more journal books or, self-improvement, wellness kind of books. This one is a book by Toni Morrison, and I would have bought it for $19. Staring unflinchingly into the abyss of slavery, this spellbinding novel transforms history into a story as powerful as Exodus and as intimate as a lullaby. Seth, its protagonist, was born a slave and escaped to Ohio, but 18 years later, she is still not free. She has too many memories of Sweet Home, the beautiful farm where many hideous things happened. And Seth's new home is haunted by the ghost of her baby, who died nameless and whose tombstone is engraved with a single word, beloved. Filled with bitter poetry and suspense as taut as a rope, Beloved is a towering achievement by Nobel Prize laureate Toni Morrison. I will definitely read this. I think I need to start something where I have my books of fiction books that I need to read. So these were on the same shelf, all sort of just shelved together. So that's a fiction one. I'm going to put that somewhere else. Okay, the next one. The Power of Yes. Positive practical advice to help you live life to the full. And I've got a bookmark in here. Let's see. Trust creates peace. My little tea things. Let's see. Say Yes to Dreaming Big. Tune Out the Critics. Courage. Say Yes to Learning. Say Yes to Your Career. Oh, that's a good book. I think this would be a good one for my classroom as well. Something just as a reminder there to keep reading. Okay. Don Miguel Ruiz. The Voice of Knowledge. A Practical Guide to Inner Peace. I have so many books about inner peace and trying to find it. So obviously you can see there's a struggle, and there has always been, and I know I'm not alone. Adam and Eve, the story from a different point of view. Interesting. I'm already interested because I've heard that story from different points of view. A Visit with Grandfather, The Lie of Our Imperfection, A Night in the Desert, Storyteller, Inner Peace, Emotions Are Real. Ooh. Common Sense and Blind Faith, Transforming the Storyteller, Writing Our Story with Love, Opening Our Spiritual Eye, The Tree of Life. Prayers. This is going to the top of my list. I need to read this one right away. So I'm going to keep that close. Okay. Hag Seed, Margaret Atwood. I just bought this. $29.95. Let's see. It's got a thunderstorm in it and revenge. Definitely revenge. Felix is on the top of his game and as an artistic director of the Makischweg Theatre Festival. His productions have amazed and confounded. Now he is staging a tempest like no other. Not only will this boost his reputation, it will heal his emotional wounds. Or that was the plan. Instead, after the act of unforeseen treachery, Felix is living in exile in a backwoods hovel haunted by the memories of his beloved lost daughter, Miranda, and also brewing revenge. After 12 years, his chance finally arrives in the shape of a theater course. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's see. I think it looks fantastic, and I'm a huge Margaret Atwood fan. So this is going to go with my fiction books to read. And my therapist did say, read fiction books before bed. So I'm going to have that somewhere else. And Excess Mail. The Handmaid's Tale of a New Generation. Okay, The Handmaid's Tale was written by Margaret Atwood. And this one here was $3. So interesting. And Excess Mail. Wu Mei Ling, my potential bride and guest of honor at this matchmaking lunch. It may be years before I get another opportunity to be so near a young woman, and my eyes dart from the plump curves of her pink lips to the delicate point of her chin to the narrow cheeks and lush eyebrows. I drink in the warmth behind her eyes, the feminine loveliness in her every gesture. It doesn't really pull me in. Mei Ling. I don't know. It doesn't. In a speed date, this would have to be a no. Let's Draw. Okay, let's see. This is again with circles. I think I'm going to give this as a gift to some of the many kids that I have in my life. Let's draw. Draw, inspire, create. Shade these pages. Create a list of words. Yeah, this is going to go to a gift, or maybe I'll take it to school for students. These are the kind of books that I can give away at the end of the year because I don't think I'm going to do them. And I think I would have bought it for school anyway. The Centangle Untangled Workbook. So this I did get for teaching about centangles when I teach art. And it looks wonderful. I love these borders. Oh, they're really nice. Yeah, this one I'm going to keep. Okay, the Book of Elders, the life stories and wisdom of great American Indians. Let's see, I bought this one at Value Village. Don't worry, be Hopi. That's funny. I remember buying it, and I love stories of elders, and it looks like it's has been recorded. This is an older book, so it'd be interesting to hear and read the stories of the elders, different elders from different parts of Turtle Island, which is wonderful. And here in Canada, I wonder if this is, well, Yeah. United States and Canada. It's both. It's all of Turtle Island, which is interesting. Each elder speaks out honestly and dramatically on such topics as life on the reservation, the shattering effect of government boarding schools on the Indian family, environmental issues, the modern challenges of drug abuse and alcoholism, and the survival of their native culture within the dominant culture. This is the indigenous history is very, very similar to the history of Black people or any colonized folks, and so I would like to read these stories, and I have to figure out where this sort of fits into my category of when I'm going to read it. 642 things to write about. So again, this is like my journaling, and I like this. Oh, I was going to start a writing club with my students. It's already January. Maybe I'll just start it this year. Find a section in your writing that has no energy to it and rewrite it as long as one sentence. Be sure the sentence. I have always wanted to write. That's one of my secret dreams. Will I ever do it? Do I want to still keep that as a goal or a dream? I don't know. Maybe I'll just work through this book. So this is another one of those kind of journaling books. Okay, Unshakable Confidence. The freedom to be our authentic selves. I did read this book. I read it through. And I think I've highlighted a lot of things. And I've got lots of stars. And it's about mindfulness. It's about how females have been taught to be a certain way and how we have to unlearn that. So I did read this. Again, to go back to what I said about the other book, there are parts that I want to remember. So I need to reflect on them and sort of like, what's the word I'm looking for? I need to review those ideas so that I'll remember what I learned from this book. If Keanu were your boyfriend, the man, the myth, and the woe. This I bought for my friend for her birthday. Never gave it to her because we had a little joke about Keanu Reeves. So I'm going to have to put it in my pile to give as a gift. The Crafter's Devotional, 365 Days of Tips, Tricks, Techniques for Unlocking Your Creative Spirit. This would be part of that journaling work, which is, let me just see if there's anything that stands out. Field journals, jewelry box stash, making an altar, exploring bookstores, altered used books. This is nice. Write for 100 years from now. Move it outside. I guess I need to sun printing. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, so there's some good ideas here. Pretty interesting. Art to inspire, feathers and felt. This is kind of a maybe. Jewelry making, but I do like it. So I'll keep it and try to refer to it. How to be creative. Rediscover your creativity and live the life you truly want. It says a lot about me just from these, I don't know, 10 or 12 books already. Living the life you truly want to live, and it has something to do with creativity. The art of play, getting ready to laugh. Why doodling works. Do what you love. This is inspirational. I like this. Exercise a mindful walk. The art of good boredom. I think there's some really good dyslexia. Oh, interesting. The dyslexia connection. Write it down. Okay, well, this is another one. So there's a lot of books that have a lot of just inspiration. And I think if I do one a day, then at least I'll be working my way through these books. The Little Spark. This book here. How to use this book. Make space for you in your life. Interesting. People who have come alive. Starting takes guts. I like this. I'm already inspired just by reading those few pages. Perfectionism is the enemy of the creative act. Yeah, this is good. Can you identify the coats your parents gave you? Or your friends' coats? Are you still wearing them right now? Wearing their stories instead of your own. Write down in detail what your own unique coat looks like. What is it made of? Is it heavy or light? What color is it? Is it made of gold? Is it made of light? I remember I did a very similar activity to this, and I said I had a patchwork coat on, and it was very telling of how scattered my mind was, which was interesting. Jar of markers. Oh, I like this. I like just the images. Just looking at the images are inspiring. Inspiration. Ooh, yeah, this is a good book. Wow. I didn't realize I even had this on my shelf. Share your work. Oh, wonderful. Okay, this is good. 52 creative exercises to make drawing fun for mixed media artists. And that's another goal. Sketchbooks, line contour giraffes, eyes. Ooh, nice. 100 faces. Oh, this is wonderful. Okay, no excuse to not be inspired. Norval Morso. This is also a coffee book table. I already know I love it, and I'm going to keep it. Just needs to go somewhere else. This one here is Tom Thompson and the Groups of Seven. This was given to me by a parent when I worked in Toronto. I did something on the Group of Seven. There's this weirdo dad who spent way too much time coming to visit me after school and talking about art and things that I did with the students. But anyway, he gave me this book, which is quite nice. I took off the cover page because it's weary with time, but the pictures themselves are wonderful. And I am a member of the art gallery, and the Group of Seven paintings are often on display. So this is a keeper, but also a coffee book kind of table. Coffee table book type of book. Okay, just a few more books to look at. The 9 Modern Day Muses and a Bodyguard. 10 Guides to Creative Inspiration. Childhood Private Eye Work. Looks as I have looked through this and I don't remember any of this, but very interesting. TV reruns. Passion and possibilities. If we pay attention to the present moment, we will discover that inspiration is not elusive or out of reach. An unfathomable amount of inspiration is already right in front of us. Creative electricity is everywhere. And when we connect to the voltage of our awareness, anything in our environment can become a conductor of new ideas. Everything from the way the grass blows to the music of childhood laughter can be the art of our lives. Paying attention is feeling awake and alive to the beauty in the manifestation of spirit. 2, being fully conscious as a gentle witness of life's offerings. 3, noticing when we have been presented with a rare and wonderful inspiration. This is good. This is good. Journal check-in. It's got journal check-ins. Okay, this is I was almost going to give it away. It looks like it's got a little bit of humor, some dialogue, which I like, lots of little bullet points. So this should be easy to read. And it looks like rich with a lot of cool stuff.